Hey, boys and girls, this is Miss Perkins from the library, and today I'm going to be sharing a lesson with you on similes and metaphors. Your standard or objective for today is standard L.4.5a. Explain the meanings of similes and metaphors in context. You need to know, boys and girls, that similes and metaphors both show comparisons. And in context simply means that you can identify these similes and metaphors in a sentence with other words. You're going to show by explaining and identifying similes and metaphors correctly. You will show mastery of this skill by turning and talking and explaining what you know and why you know it. And you will also master an online activity with at least 80%. So why do I need to know this? Boys and girls, you need to know this because in reading and writing, similes and metaphors are types of figurative language that make basic, ordinary ideas come to life. They put pictures in a reader's mind, and when you learn how to use them correctly, it will make you a better writer. So, what is a simile? A simile is a comparison of two ideas in the same sentence. A simile uses like or as to make the comparisons, and similes also have meanings. Look at the example. Bill can swim like a fish. It's comparing Bill to a fish, and it uses the word like to make the comparison. And it means that Bill is a good swimmer. He swims really well. Look at this example. Milo's hands are as cold as ice. It compares Milo's hands to ice. And it uses the word as to make the comparison. And it means that Milo has cold hands. Let's look at a metaphor. A metaphor compares two things by making one completely something else. It does not use like or as to make the comparison. Look at these examples. Corey is a bear when he gets sleepy. It's a metaphor. It's referring to Corey as a bear, but it does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it means that Corey gets really agitated and angry when he gets sleepy. Let's look at this one. The tornado was an angry monster that ripped through the town and left nothing standing. It is a metaphor. It compares the tornado to an angry monster. It does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it means that the tornado did a lot of damage. It was destructive. Okay, we're going to do some more examples of similes. Ebony is as pretty as a picture. It compares ebony to a picture. And it used the word as to make the comparison. Another example. Her hair shines like the sun. It compares her hair to the sun. It uses like to make the comparison. And it means that her hair is really shiny. And in this sentence right here, Ebony is as pretty as a picture. It means that she's pretty. Let's look at the third example. Her eyes sparkle like the stars in the sky. Simile. It is comparing her eyes to the stars in the sky. And it used the word like to make the comparison. And it means that she has sparkly eyes. Okay, let's look at the metaphor examples. John's mind is a computer. Metaphor, it refers to John's mind as a computer. It does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it means that John is pretty smart. He remembers a lot of things. Let's read this one. My mom is a workhorse. Metaphor, it compares mom to a workhorse. It does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it means that mom does a lot of work. She works really hard. Okay. Carmen is an angel. Metaphor, it is referring to Carmen as an angel. But it does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it simply means that Carmen is a good girl. Okay, now it is your turn. And what we're going to do together is I'm going to read the sentence and you are going to explain. You're going to be turning and talking to someone at your house and you're going to explain if you think it's a metaphor or a simile. You'll be explaining to them what you think and why. Are you all ready? Okay. How do we use similes and metaphors? We use them to help writers show emotions so readers can connect better with characters. Let's see some emotions. Are you all ready to read along with me? Okay. Landon is a class clown. He's always joking around and never takes anything serious. Is that a simile or a metaphor? I need you to turn and talk to someone at your house and explain what you think and why you think. Take a few minutes. That is a metaphor. You are absolutely right. And I know that that's a metaphor, Miss Perkins, because it is comparing Landon to a class clown. It does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it also means that Landon likes to play around. He's not serious at all. Good job. Let's do another one. Her face was set like a stone, determined not to show any fear. Is that a simile or a metaphor? I want you to turn and talk to someone. Explain what you think and why. Absolutely right. That is a simile. And you know that it is a simile because it is comparing her face to a stone. And it uses the word like to make the comparison. Good job. And it means that she had no expression on her face whatsoever. You could not tell what she was thinking. Okay. How do we use similes and metaphors? They can help you relate to ideas by describing how much or how little. Are you guys ready to read this one with me? Okay. My little brother moved like a snail because he didn't want to go to school. I don't think that's any of you guys, is it? No, you guys are bored. You want to be at school, and I want you to be at school too. Let's read it again. My little brother moved like a snail because he didn't want to go to school. Is that a simile or a metaphor? I need you to turn and talk to someone at home. Explain what you think and why. Absolutely right. It is a simile. I know it's a simile because it is comparing the little brother to a snail, and it uses the word like to make the comparison. And it means that the little brother moved really slow. You ready to read this one? Our class was a roaring stampede when it went outside for recess. Let's read that one again. Our class was a roaring stampede when we went outside for recess. Is that a simile or a metaphor? I need you to turn and talk with someone. Explain what you think and why. It is a metaphor. Absolutely right. It's a metaphor. Yeah, because it is referring to the class as a roaring stampede when they went outside to play. It does not use like or as to make the comparison. And it simply means that that class was in a big hurry to get outside and play. They probably were running over each other. How do we use similes and metaphors? Similes and metaphors give readers a vivid picture in their head to help them visualize the setting. Let's read this one together. Are you ready? See if you can visualize this once you're done reading it. Mom had so much flour and cookies around the kitchen. It looked like a bakery. Is that a simile or a metaphor? I need you to turn and talk. Explain what you think and why. Yeah, that's a simile. I can visualize it because I use a lot of dough and flour at my house. So I can visualize how that kitchen looks. That's a simile. Of course it is, because it compares the kitchen to a bakery and it uses the word like to make the comparison. And it simply means that the mom had flour, cookies all over the kitchen, and it made it look like a bakery. You all are doing a really good job. Let's look at this one. See if you can visualize this. The bathroom was a swamp. Water and suds were all over the place. Is that a simile or a metaphor? I need you to turn, talk, explain what you think and why. Absolutely right. It's a metaphor. Yeah, it's a metaphor because it refers to the bathroom as a swamp, but it does not use like or as to make the comparison. And what does it mean? It simply means that the bathroom had a lot of water and suds all over the floor. You all are doing really good. Let's read this one together. I like strawberry cake. that a simile or a metaphor? Think about it. It is neither. Absolutely right. Don't let me trick you. I like strawberry cake. The word like is there, but it's not making a comparison. This is simply a statement saying, I like strawberry cake. And you didn't let me trick you. You got it. Good job. So now, boys and girls, before you guys get to the you do part of this lesson, I want you to get a pad and a pencil, and I want you to jot down this website right here, getepic.com/students. And your class code is 9573. Jot that down. Also, I want you to write down this website right here, because this is where you're getting ready to go and do your online activity. You've done a great job so far with the turn and talk. Now I want to see how well you're going to do with this online activity that I have for you. So boys and girls, what I want you to do is once you go to Epic, make sure that you get a book. I want you to continue to read every day. I really want you to read something every day. So get you a book off Epic and continue your reading. So let's close this down here. And we're going to pull this website up right here. This is the website. Make sure I got you here. Let me make sure that I'm doing this correctly. There it is. Okay. So now, once you type in this web address, it's going to take you to this screen right here. And this is the game that you're going to play, and it's called Similes and Metaphors, Rags to Riches. They're going to be asking you questions, and you'll be earning money as you get them correct. I won $1 million. Hopefully you will too. So boys and girls, that's all I have for today. I want you to finish this activity, and hopefully I will see you again next week with a new lesson. Goodbye.